What's up, YouTube? Mr. Charlie Black back, and I am responding to the comments made by Rush Limbaugh. Here's the whole situation. For those of you who have found my video by that one, hopefully I'm able to link it or respond to it, and then you can click the link down there and then watch it. If not, someone let me know and I'll post it. But anyway, he was asked to write 400 words about what his hope is for the incoming president, Barack Obama, our president now. He went on to say how he disagreed with Barack Obama's plans for the direction of the country, and for that reason, his hope for Barack Obama, he put in 4 simple words: I hope he fails. The reason that I was really bothered by this was simply because I can understand if you come from a different perspective and you approach his policies with scrutiny and you don't feel that they are best suited to serve this country, you're allowed to voice your opinion. Either way, there's freedom of speech all along. But where there's freedom of speech, we also have discipline, we have respect, and we have common sense. The reason that he was elected into office was because he provided a difference of the same. What we've seen from George Bush the last 8 years, we want to detach from and try to approach things with a totally new direction. And that includes our administration. And that includes our ideology. That's why people so heavily voted for Barack Obama. And to say that you hope that he fails when the stakes are so high, when unemployment, the lack of health care, education, the cost of education is skyrocketing as we speak. People are out there dying because there's no one to police the communities, because everyone's worried about homeland security. We have too many high stakes for you to make statements like that and to try to make it seem like it comes from a well thought out, intelligent, well-formed place. I truly feel as if you're saying, I hope he fails, and I hope that this country fails. And I think that that's the way that a lot of people read it, because the statement is so bold, because the statement is so direct. Because if he fails, that means that the rest of us out here who are living in everyday life, who have the 9 to 5 that we walk into every day, and we're not sure if it's going to be there tomorrow, that means that the rest of us are going to suffer the consequences of those actions. So why would you wish that upon anyone, including him? He went on to say how he felt that people were attacking George Bush in 2000 when he took office. The reason surrounding George Bush's attacks came from an entirely different place. We don't have someone in 2008 who stole an election and many people's ideas. There were no missing ballots. There was nothing. Al Gore took full responsibility for him losing. It was what it was. This is a situation in 2008 where you've had everyone vote. They casted their ballot. They casted their ballot in the favor of Barack Obama and in the favor of the direction that he's looking to take this country. And they're expecting him to meet his promises. Now, I can understand you disagree with those, that's fine. But to hope someone fails when they are carrying the weight of the United States of America on their back is really an attack on the United States of America. And some people may refer to you as unpatriotic, and I believe that there are some who would be correct in their assessment of you. Because I feel that anytime that you wish bad upon the President of the United States, you're wishing bad upon the democratic process because he's been voted in. You're wishing bad upon, the future results of this country. I understand that you want someone who is not a liberal, as you call it, which I'm so sick of. I'm so sick of this whole conservative versus liberal thing. These are real people dealing with real issues, and now it's affected everyone. Not just conservative people, not just liberal people. This is completely affecting everyone. So it's not a time to sit here and divide and to hover around the group that you feel most concerned about, because we all have stakes in this game. We all have to play our part. And that's one characteristic that people really admire about Barack Obama is that he's very inclusive of all people, of all walks of life, because he knows that we have common goals. He knows that ultimately what we want is the pursuit of happiness and prosperity. And we can only gain that by taking certain necessary steps to get there. And when you make statements about how you want him to feel and how you don't agree with his policy, that's fine. But be productive about it. Don't do so in such a childish and such an idiotic, a simple-minded way. Provide your input. What are your hopes? What would you like to see done? How do these things impact you? Barack Obama, one of the other things I like about him is the fact that he actually takes things in and listens. Up until the day that Bush did his last press conference, there was resistance for him to admit most of the things that he did wrong in that White House. When someone called him on it, he would get defensive and he would try to toss it back in their face. And that was one of the things that reminded me of George Bush that I was so glad I did not see in Barack Obama. I saw someone who was, and some people call this a sign of weakness when I say this, open to new ideas, to ideas from all walks of life, open to speak out to anyone, not just the people that he agreed with or aligned his ideology with, but everyone. Certain people will cast him as a liberal, certain people will say he's not as open as I may make him seem. It takes a huge person to listen. It takes a huge person to surround yourself with people that you may not necessarily, walk along the street with in everyday life, but still consider exactly what they have to say. And Barack Obama's, he's exhibited that in its entirety, reaching out to all kinds of groups. That's why I hope that he'll succeed. So for Rush Limbaugh to say the statement that he did, and to then go and explain it as if he was justifying what he said, that's the part that's outrageous. Just like you have freedom of speech to say you hope he fails, I have freedom of speech to say that, I hope that you really eat your words. I truly, truly hope that you eat your words. I have not heard him say, when Bush was taking this country and driving it down a dead end, off a cliff, I did not hear him say once, I hope Bush fails. I've heard certain criticisms he has. But this whole attack on liberalism, attack on conservatism, where does it really get people? And what does it really mean? I don't know. That's my take on it, YouTubers. Should be having more topics coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned.